I got a big trip planned. I'm going from Lake Superior to Lake Michigan, going up the Big Huron River, through the McCormick Wilderness, gonna portage over to the extreme headwaters of the Escanaba River, and then heading all the way down the Escanaba to the town of Escanaba at Lake Michigan. Who would have thought on a canoeing expedition I'd be starting out this way? All right, well, here we are. As you can see, Lake Superior in the background. I know the Big Huron River is bigger than this. Definitely very slow going. Hopefully you saw that bald eagle too. That's probably went through a mile of rapids. Beast walking through all of that. Very slow going. I have zero energy left. And it looks like I have a nice campsite over here. Oh. And no, Jim Baird, I'm not stealing your line about eating porridge. I'm just gonna eat it. This is what I'm contending with right now. Don't mind if I do. Can you imagine? I drug up that. Most of the way it was a struggle. My wifey, my rescuer, has arrived. She got in about dark last night. All right, well, as you can see, I got the canoe loaded up. It took a little bit of finagling. I've never put it on that van before, but we're ready to go after a 2-hour delay, a rain delay. I mean, feel like a baseball game, but we're finally ready to go. I've got the wife and the boy. They're gonna take me up there, and we'll see you. This journey is gonna be to the hotel in Marquette, so we only have a 4-hour leg today. Get up, eat breakfast tomorrow morning, and then it's an 1.5-hour leg from there to the mouth of the Big Huron River. And my trip starts then. Actually, my trip starts now, so follow along. This would have sucked. I'm kind of glad I looked around. Look what I would have forgotten. Paddles, fishing rod, and a net. I plan on catching a lot of fish and doing a lot of paddling, so I need those. Well, good morning. Just going to do a quick update. Got in at about 11:30 last night. We're at the Days Inn here in Marquette. Wonderful night's sleep. Great place to stay. We stay here every time we're in this town. Absolutely love it. We're going to go get some breakfast here in a little bit. Probably hang out in the hot tub for just a hair. You know, the last little bit of amenities before going into the wild for a while. Got the canoe up, ready to go. I got all my gear in the back of the van. I'm excited. Pre-trip jitters, yeah, they're still present. But yeah, so we drove a little over 4.5 hours last night from East Jordan to Marquette. And now we have an hour and 45-minute drive from here to the mouth of the Big Huron River, where Chris and David are going to drop me off. And I'll be alone for 7 days. Looking forward to it. Not to be the alone part, but just the adventure in itself. And I want to take you with me. Who would have thought on a canoeing expedition I'd be starting out this way? You know, taking advantage of the amenities here. Breakfast, toilet, hot water, hot tub. See you on the river next. All right, well, here we are. As you can see, Lake Superior in the background, and I've got this water here that connects into the Big Huron River, and I'm going to put in right down here. You see my boat, all my gear, ready to go. I got a big trip planned. I'm going from Lake Superior to Lake Michigan, going up the Big Huron River, through the McCormick Wilderness, going to portage over to the extreme headwaters of the Escanaba River, and then heading all the way down the Escanaba to the town of Escanaba at Lake Michigan. And you know what? This is going to be an epic journey. It's not going to come without challenges. I already know of about 10 to 15 portages between lakes up in McCormick, a few dams on the Escanaba, and a countless of beaver dams and probably log jams. But come with me. Take this journey with me as I go. Epic journey 2026 starting right ahead. Love you. Bye. Love you guys. Take care of Mom, David. Take care of Mom. Just like that, my canoeing expedition has begun. I don't really have anything tied down yet. And I don't know if you can see over my shoulder, but that's the black man pulling away. And I'm all alone, except for the people in this campground, which there's 3 or 4 camps. I didn't want to start out on Lake Superior. Kind of glad I'm starting in here because this is nice and calm. And Lake Superior is not rough, and the waves aren't very big, but I'm literally 100 feet from Lake Superior, so. I am glad I'm sitting low. Look, there's a launch right there. Oh, there's a current right here. I think what I need to do is get out. Kayak paddles. You're gonna have to move though. Not sure which one's the river. Well, there's no current here, so. It's also a good warm-up for my arms. I'd rather do this here than on Lake Superior, that's for sure. Everybody's saying, Matt, why are you going upstream? Well, I've always thought it to be a challenge of going canoeing from Lake Superior to Lake Michigan. And we're on the Big Huron River. What an expedition this is going to be. And as suspected, there's not much current coming down here. I can see that there's a current, but there's not a current. Because we're so close to Lake Superior, my goal today, it's after 1, it's like 1:30 right now, and I don't know how fast I'm going up a current, but I'd like to at least make it to Big Eric's Bridge, and river miles, that's about 5.5 miles up. I need to pace my strokes though. Probably should have my life jacket on. I think those were hooded mergansers, but I'm not sure. I think those were hooded mergansers, but I'm not sure. also kind of nice right now because there's a breeze coming off of Lake Superior still. That's really just pushing me up this current. I am not on the Big Huron River. I didn't scout it out to the mouth. I just assumed this was it. Look at this. I know the Big Huron River's bigger than this, so. Oh, I am on it, but I just took the wrong channel, so I gotta paddle back and around. Doggone it. I'll screenshot this and put this map on the video. Episode 1, Matt's first mistake. I don't think I can. Nor do I want to portage through all of that. So that first opening I came into, that was the river. I should have made a right there instead of coming over to this other body of water. That's my mistake. All right, I'm gonna beast paddle back up to that spot and get over on the actual river. Now, I'm on the Big Huron River. That was a costly mistake on my part. Not so much the time part of it, but effort. Like batteries in a GoPro, my arms only have so much in me. Thankful to have a tailwind though. It's pushed me right up this current. Well, we're getting out of the wind a little bit, so the choppiness on the water has calmed down. I still have a little bit of a tailwind, not a lot of current to fight against right now. Obviously we're still down in the flats, and I see a camp right over there. People camping 100 yards from the river. So. Got a little sweaty. It's certainly only 42 degrees out, but I'm hot with that hoodie on, so there's a breeze, probably wind chills, probably upper 30s, low 40s right now. It's all right, it feels wonderful. I'm also self-preserving these getting blisters early on. I brought gloves. I also brought Gorilla Tape, you know, second layer of skin. Typical dude, I didn't stop and ask for directions. Just assumed, oh, just go to the big body of water straight ahead and make a right. Making a right would be heading south, which would be upstream. Oh, I missed my turn. I kept going straight. I went to the next water intersection. First water break. I'm glad I brought ibuprofen. My shoulders are going to hurt in the morning. Cheers to the Lake Superior to Lake Michigan canoe expedition. arms anyway. First little bit of rapids here. Yeah. Oh, there you go. I think we're finally into some current though. Well, we've been in current. That's the first time I've seen it somewhat dammed up a little bit. I don't know if the beavers are doing that or if it's just from spring runoff. Who knows? Either way, I was able to negotiate that one quite well. Continuing on. First couple cabins on the river. Yeah, just gonna take a little break right here. Give my arms a little rest. I figured I made it about halfway to Eric's Bridge in 2.5 hours. Well, got around that log jam. Log jam I saw from satellite images. It's the only one I saw. These are fiddlehead ferns. Look at these guys right here. These are almost unpickable, but I'm going to pick them. Some of them. But look. down this bank right through here. So I'm gonna get out. Fiddleheads, just as good as asparagus. We're gonna have fiddleheads for dinner. All sorts of gravel here. Big gravel. I've been just beast moding it for the last 45 minutes. My arms are jello. I don't mind this. don't mind this so much because it's giving my arms a rest. I think it's slower going though. Just taking a break here at a 500-yard rapid. I certainly can't paddle up. There's high banks on either side of here. Look how high that is. Set off in the distance. That's ways up there. That's 150 feet up. There's a cabin up over here. I took the Big Huron River for granted. I thought it'd be a slower moving stream. This thing's kicking my butt. I'm gonna sit here, take a break for a few minutes, get a drink of water, regroup, and get into Big Eric's Bridge State Forest Campground. I've yet to bump any fish out of any of these holes yet. I can't say any of the bottoms look like spawning grounds. There's gravel, but not the kind of gravel that I think steelhead want to spawn in. Sometimes you just need a beast mode. Hopefully you saw that bald eagle too. Definitely very slow going. I don't know what time it is, probably 5 o'clock. I just passed a camp with people at it. Very nice people. They're gonna look up the channel. If you guys are watching this, thank you for the advice. Thank you for the heads up. I appreciate it. All right. Bayside is about 2 miles. I think that's as the crow flies before I get to Big Eric's Bridge. I think that's gonna be my destination tonight's Big Eric's. So finally onto a little bit of flat water. That's probably went through a mile of rapids. Beast walking through all of that. My arms are jello, my legs are jello. This is tough slog, tough going. Very tough going. Very slow going. It's the first time I've been in the canoe in a couple hours. Walking most of the way. The river's wide, shallow, and in a lot of places too fast a current for me to paddle. Especially when I have 0 gas left in the tank. But I think I'm almost there. Well, I don't know how far I am from Big Eric's Bridge or the campground up there. I'd imagine a half mile or so, but I have 0 energy left. And it looks like I have a nice campsite over here. I'm gonna go check it out. All right, well, found camp for the night. Check out this view. I'm gonna put the tent right up there. Yeah, I'm whooped. I'm glad I pulled off because I had a 6-foot bank to get all my gear up here, including the canoe. Check this out. That wasn't fun at all. All right. Shelter, fire, water, food. Let's get the tent set up first. Shelter, fire next. Cotton ball with Vaseline. I do not have the arm strength for this right now. Dinner is going to consist of, on the stove, turkey stuffing, and I've got the fiddleheads. I also picked up a whole box of Body Armor Flash IV. The stuff's got all sorts of electrolytes and different stuff in it for exactly what I need. And that takes 20 to 32 ounces of water. All the fiddleheads. A little bit of Lowry seasoned salt. So good. I could eat about 50 more of those. Stuffing. All right, well, what an eventful first day. Well, day and a half if you're going to count yesterday. Started out at the house. It was downpouring rain. Couldn't even load the van. Excuse me. Full belly. That's a good thing. And drove an hour and 45 minutes to the mouth of the Big Huron River, where Chris and David dropped me off. Said our goodbyes. Didn't really even pack the canoe the way I wanted it. Just kind of threw it all in and got going. Then I got that turnaround. Thought I made the right turn. You know, men that make wrong turns. I did it with a canoe. It's the first time ever. when I got to the end of the lake, because it ended up being like a little lake, just kind of ran into swamp and a little trickle. I'm like, this isn't the Big Huron River. Thankfully, I still had a little bit of signal on my phone. I was able to load Google Maps and saw what channel I was in and where I needed to be. So I could paddle half a mile back out to the lake. It seemed like a half a mile. I don't know if it was that far or not. Not only back out, but also a nasty headwind. And I started feeling my muscles then. I got onto the right channel and I could see a current, and it was really good going for like the first hour and a half. The water level, the trees, me not respecting this river enough for it to be challenging, thinking, oh, I'll just get up to at least Big Eric's Bridge, if not beyond it and further up. Well, now I'm burned out. My muscles are all fatigued. I got a little cramping going on. Hopefully this water, this electrolyte water will help. A good night's sleep. I'll probably have pancakes for breakfast, maybe oatmeal. I don't know yet. So I still have tomorrow to get from here to Big Eric's. And then there's a portage there because there's like a 3-foot waterfall that I have to unload the canoe, move the canoe up, and then reload the canoe and then continue on up. But if this river continues to be like this is all the way to Big Eric's, then it's going to take me a few hours just to get to Big Eric's from here. Then after that, as soon as I get underneath Big Eric's Bridge, there's the East Branch Big Huron River and the West Branch. I mean, that literally is 100 yards upstream from Big Eric's Bridge. And I'm taking the East Branch, so water volume is going to be cut in half. But I also think it's going to be a lot narrower, which hopefully it's a little bit deeper. And I know eventually I'm going to get to shallow water again. I mean, I plan on 1 or 2 portages up there, depending on there's the East Branch Falls, and then there's the Big Falls. The Big Falls I know I'll have to portage around, because that's a 6-7 foot waterfall. So I guess tomorrow my goal is to, and I'd like to get all the way into McCormick Wilderness, but looking at the map from Big Eric's all the way into McCormick is just as far, if not farther, than from here down to Lake Superior. Judging on how this section of river is, I don't know how tomorrow is going to be upstream. Time will tell. So maybe a goal for tomorrow will be for me to at least try to get to, there's a road that's 2 miles south or north of McCormick Wilderness called the AAA Road. Maybe my goal tomorrow is to try to get to the AAA Road. And again, it'll all depend on how I feel. I mean, I don't want to pull the plug on this trip. I really don't. It took me 6 months to plan it, and half of those to get my wife to agree to bring me up here. And even then, she was not the happiest camper to drive back home. Basically 6 hours back to East Jordan. So I owe her some foot rubs when I get home. I mean, she's already told me, she's like, hey, if there's anything that goes wrong and you can't make it all the way, hopefully you have signal, or get to a place where you have signal and say, hey, don't pick me up in Escanaba, pick me up, and wherever that might be. And I know I'm kind of sounding already defeated because I didn't even make the Big Eric's Bridge. From here, it just, I was not planning this river to be the way it is, and hopefully I don't have a whole lot more log jams to contend with. And then just as the day went on, I just got more and more tired. I couldn't even hardly walk, and walking upstream no less, and pulling a canoe, which by the way had about that much water in it. I mean, I knew I had water in it, so I was pulling that much water in the canoe that was sloshing back and forth, in addition to all my gear. So there's all of that. So tomorrow's another day. I think I'm gonna eat this, pack my gear up, and head to bed.
And again, this is Matt with M32 Outdoors. Trees, wildlife, and outdoorsman meet. And in this case, Lake Superior to Lake Michigan Canoeing Expedition meet. See you on episode 2.
Sorry it's so orange. That's the bad part about having an orange tent, is it gets really bright and orange. Good morning. Day 2, just beginning. I slept okay. I should probably take some ibuprofen this morning after I get some food in my belly. I'm a little sore still. Kids got me this air mat for Christmas. I like it. I just wish it was a little bit thicker. All right, gonna get up, get some coffee started. Probably have some oatmeal. And then pack and start hauling the canoe up the river. Good news is, I'll be starting the day off with no water in the boat, so I'm not hauling an extra 150 pounds of water like I was yesterday. Just getting lazy at the end of the day. And I just said, you know what? What's another 100 pounds in the boat? I didn't dump it. I didn't have a bail bucket. So I've got a gallon jug of water that I might just cut and repurpose as a bail bucket to get water out today. So be cutting that out this morning as well. So, all right, coffee, oatmeal, pack, and on the river. Yeah, so I was only on the river about 4, maybe 5 hours, which if you think about it, I went about 5 miles. That's 1 mile an hour upstream. I got a total of 120 miles going. Now I know once I'm in McCormick, that's flat water, 5 portages, lake to lake to lake, and then I'm downstream, down to Pashiki, and then down the Escanaba. So I should be able to make great time there. I just need to get to McCormick. It'd be amazing if I made it there today, at least into Lake Phillips or even to Lake Dorte. Once I'm in McCormick, I'm lake hopping. Lake Phillips to Lake Dorte to Island Lake to, I want to say Clear Lake. That might not be correct. Then from Clear Lake to Upper Baraga Lake, and then from Upper Baraga to Lower Baraga, and then down Baraga Creek, which I've been told on River Notes and other YouTube videos that it's a couple beaver ponds, and then you're portaging, and then down to Pashiki. Hopefully the water's higher on the Pashiki. I don't think it will be. That might be a canoe drag downstream, but at least it's downstream. So, and then portage, once I'm past below bridge number 5, then I'm portaging east 0.3 of a mile onto Long Lake, and then taking that down where that confluences with the middle branch Escanaba River, and then taking that all the way down to Escanaba. So yeah, we'll see how far I get. But on other exciting news, I really don't have to worry about mosquitoes or black flies just yet. I see a major layer of frost on the outside of the tent. The weather forecast yesterday when I had signal did say it's supposed to be a low of like 25 degrees overnight, so forgive me if I'm slow getting out of bed because it's nice and warm in here, and outside my sleeping bag feels like I'm in a walk-in freezer. So, good news, no bugs. How do you like them apples?
Oh, the bear bag made it. There's like a little cave right up there. One of the bigger mistakes that I made, although I hope I would have never really need to use it, is I forgot my 40 cal handgun at home. But I did bring pepper spray, so I have that. I guess if an animal comes by, I'll have to be like Roland in season 7 of Alone, where he shot a muskox with his bow. And then he stalked it, found out where it was, and he tracked it, saw it about 20 yards away from it, and it wasn't about to die. So he took out his knife and charged it and prison shanked that muskox. Well, I've got a couple decent sized knives too that if I need to, I'll prison shank an attacking animal. If it's a bear, hopefully I'll just make noise and spray the bear spray. But, you know, mountain lions, wolves. And here I was thinking mosquitoes and black flies would be the problem, but it was like 25 degrees this morning when I woke up, so no black flies, no mosquitoes yet. So, and those were my biggest worries. So hopefully I don't run into any wolves. Oh, the other types of animals that I hope to see once I'm up in McCormick, or at least close to it, it'd be awesome to see some moose in the water. The only other time I've seen moose in real life is 25 years ago when I backpacked Isle Royale 5 times. 2 spring trips and 3 fall trips. Those were amazing times. Maybe down the road I'll do a backpacking Isle Royale fishing trip. But for now, we're on the Big Huron, and I've got oatmeal that's getting cold and coffee that's just about ready. And no, Jim Baird, I'm not stealing your line about eating porridge. I'm just gonna eat it. Chocolate creme creamer. My dad always said, don't worry about mixing your food on the plate or using silverware for more than one thing. Like in this situation, the coffee and the oatmeal. He said this, because it all ends up in the same place, your belly. One of these times I'll learn to not put the lid side down into the dirt. I have to clean it off and blow it off every time. Oh, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna finish eating, get packed up, get my waders on, pack the boat, and we'll be on our way. pick the one of two evils. Walk in knee-deep, fast current, boat floats. Go to ankle-deep water, and you're semi-draggy. Just the way it is. This is the umpteenth rapids I've gone up today. First time in the canoe today. I just got done dragging, I don't know, as the river flows, probably half a mile. Finally found deep enough water, a slow enough current. And we're into some faster current now. Out of the boat again. Trying to get some positive news here. And I got some for you. Doing what I'm doing right now is better than double or triple carrying on a portage. I'm hanging on that one for a while, so staying positive. Stuff like this, it's not expected, it's not planned. You just gotta go slow, take your time. I certainly don't want to twist an ankle, break a bone, jank out my back, you know. I mean, I can picture it now. Coast Guard or a rescue helicopter of some sort. Dropping a paramedic down by a cable with a gurney. Abandoning all my stuff up on the bank. And them airlifting me to a hospital. I'd rather this and go slow, take my time, and do it right. That's what I'm doing. Just sitting here taking a break. Check out this cabin. Pretty cool, huh? All right, the water just split around an island right behind me here. It comes back together up there, but this is what I'm contending with right now. Half the amount of water, it's wide, and it's a rock garden. See that big hanging branch up there? I'm gonna take a break up there. I'm out of water, so I need to pull my water filter and get some cold river water filtered so I have something to drink. And I'm going to take one of those body armor drinks, little packet mixes, probably pound the whole thing. Don't mind if I do. Actually, I'm going to drink some coffee first. Then there's a nice beach up ahead. Or there's a flat rock up there as well. I might make it up to that, look around the corner. I think this coffee will get me to Big Eric's Bridge, and then I'll filter water. It's kind of nice up through here. See all this light colored rock? That's all probably, I don't know, I see a lot of Jacobsville sandstone. That's what that might be. Or it could just be limestone, but either way, I'll take it. It's bedrock, and it's not a boulder field, which means it's smooth walking. I'm not looking at the rapids. I'm flipping my mind to where I'm looking at paradise. I see sandstone. I see sand. Yeah, that's where I'm parking my brain. Not a boulder field slug, stomping upriver. I'm gonna go camp out. I'm gonna go take a break in paradise for a little bit. Who would have thought water would be this low? Now we're about a quarter mile from Big Eric's Bridge. Got helmet around the corner, about the distance from here to there, from there to the campground to the bridge. Now regroup, eat lunch, get water, take a break, and see how sane I am then. Bunch of beast hauling for the last 2.5 hours. This is the third time I've been in the boat, and this is only going to last about 100 more yards. Good news is we're almost to Big Eric's Bridge, Big Eric's Falls, Big Eric's State Forest Campground. Where I'm going to get some water, eat lunch, and contemplate life's choices. Hauling this canoe up this river is one of them. And I just hit a boulder. Walking up from where I just got the canoe on the beach. Got my waders off, dry socks on and my hiking boots on. And I never thought I would feel this excited to see a bench that I can sit on and relax. That's what I'm gonna do next. Look at this view. Right now I don't even want to think about going any further upstream. I'm pooped.
I don't know what time it is, probably 3:30 in the afternoon. There's a fifth wheel parked up in the campground. And I saw another couple come down on the other side to check the falls out. I waved, they waved back. But look up through the woods. Big Eric's Bridge. We'll head there next. Alright. Met the famous Big Eric's Bridge here on the river. Right there, that's the west branch, that's the east branch. A lot has happened since the time I got to pull the canoe up on the side of that river over there. There's people camp next door. Great people. Jeff, Bob, you guys rock if you watch this video. Fishermen I've talked to, these guys that are from here, they're from Skinny or Lance. They told me that it's almost impossible to canoe up from here into McCormick Wilderness. Too many log jams, too many trees that grow over the river, and they said that there's just unmarked waterfalls most of the way. They said if this section that I just got done was bad, that one is going to be a lot worse. Not to mention, I'm pulling the plug on this whole adventure because the water levels just suck. They're too low. But these guys even said when the water levels are high, you might have a worse time because you're not going to be able to haul your canoe up the river. This is one of those things where you just don't want to give in because it's hard. My batteries run out. Both of my shoulders are killing me. My back hurts. Both of my legs are jello. Now I know I could take ibuprofen, acetaminophen, eat lots of food, get up in the morning and do it again. But I don't want to get up into a place where there's no access, and then I'd be really stuck. That's just dumb. I thought this adventure would be just that, an adventure. And it still can be. Just not the direction I'm going. I knew it was going to be a big challenge going upstream. But that was what I wanted to have, is I wanted to have the challenge. I wanted to be able to challenge myself to be able to get up there. I wanted to video record it. I wanted to get it done and do it right. But these guys, they say it's admirable. They say it's amazing what I'm trying to do. they both just said it's not possible. All the research I've done, even friends that have hiked up here, Jason, you being one of them with your dad, have said that it's a fast river. I'm not scared of the fast river. I mean, you guys saw the footage today. I'm not 20 years old. I don't have it in me. So Jeff, the guy next door, he's got a booster on his phone. Set the phone right, I just held the phone to the back of my phone. I had 3 bars within 20 seconds. I was able to call Chris. Told her I'm pulling the plug because the water level's too low, and I didn't even tell her everything. I just told her water level's too low. I can't go beyond where I'm at. And these guys are like, you came from where? And you made it here? That's just crazy what they were saying. They're like, we would have gave up and paddled back down to the mouth and camped there and stayed there and got signal there, which was signal down at the mouth because you're right on the shoreline. But I am a doer. I want to do it. But I also want to do it safe. I want to do it right. And me just being stubborn and continuing on is not safe. It's not sane. So for this trip being a 7-day, 6-night trip is getting cut short. Thursday's our midweek church service. She was in church, so she had to step out to take the call because she saw it was me. And I told her I was pulling the plug, and with Jeff's booster on his truck, I was also able to give her a pin location and the name of this campground. So she's either going to come get me tomorrow or she's going to come get me on Saturday. And I might use Jeff's booster in the morning and just verify again with her that I'm not continuing on. These guys even said, once you're up in McCormick, and the plan that I was going to do, because the water levels are so low here, and I know the Pashiki gets low water. They were saying that even down below McCormick, Pashiki is going to be just a boulder field, a rock garden the whole way, that even downstream is not going to be fun. Not to mention, and I'll go over some of this tomorrow, I did bring way too much stuff. Chris was right. I mean, my one big bag, that bag there, back over my shoulder, that's 80, maybe 100 pounds. I've got, and I portaged, Jeff with a side-by-side ended up helping me because my one leg that kept cramping up. I mean, those guys have really hooked me up and got me to my campsite. It took 2 trips with a side-by-side, and he's got a decent sized amount on the back just to get all my gear. I ended up leaving the canoe over by the bridge. Didn't even bring that to the campsite. So tomorrow or Saturday when Chris gets here, we'll just drive over there and load the canoe up on the van. So that can just stay put. So I might do some fishing, exploring around here tomorrow, after I contact Chris in the morning. But yeah, so I'm gonna make camp, eat dinner, and sleep for about 10 to 12 hours. So we'll come back at dinner time. Let's do pancakes for dinner. I don't have anything to mix batter in, unless I have an extra Ziploc. Water. No, I think that's perfect. Time to flip. Oh, if I get this to flip right, it's going to be an epic one. They're camp pancakes. Stick of butter. Maple syrup. Pancakes for dinner. Didn't see that coming, did you? I'm so hungry. Whoa, not yet. One shot, ready? Perfect. Well, it's off center a little bit, that's all right. I'll make it work. It's getting chilly. Making a YouTube video. Guy across the campground here just walked by and I'm talking to the camera. From his point of view, it probably looks pretty darn weird. Let's face it, I am pretty weird. There you go, now it's centered. That's all right, I got another one of these. Just went down to the water pump with my MSR water filter. Comes with a bag because it's gravity fed. The bag is a 10-liter bag, so just hung it up on the tree over there. Let's check the other side together. Ah, perfect. All right, if I want a third one, turn the stove back on. I got more batter. this pancake's swimming in syrup. Just like I was swimming in current all day today. Well, walking in it. So I called my wife back on the neighbor's booster, which is amazing, by the way. Praise the Lord for that. Otherwise, I'd still be just sitting here thinking about where I'm going to walk out to, or throw somebody that's camped in here $20 to drive me out to a good signal. I called my wife back. I called her earlier. I called her back to confirm that I'm not continuing on this river. But she also pretty much confirmed with me that she doesn't want to turn around and drive all the way back up here where she just came from. I don't blame her one bit. However, a guy from our church, Sam, the guy that I was mushroom picking with in his yard, you know, if you haven't watched that video, the mushroom video, click right up here, take you to that video. Amazing time mushroom picking. Well, that guy Sam offered to drive up Saturday to come up and get me. So that gives me a full day tomorrow just to fish, hike, explore the campground, any trails that might be around here. I don't know if I'll jump in the canoe and paddle upstream and try to fish. Or I might just find some trails and hike up the trails and fish that way. Because I've got this site for tomorrow night as well. But I'm going to go ahead and finish these pancakes and get ready for bed. So we will see you all in the morning, but probably not bright and early. Taking some ibuprofen and hopefully zonking for a good night's rest. See you in the morning. Got done chatting with him for a while, called the wifey on his booster. She's gonna come over tonight. She's driving up tonight, and then whether we just stay here tonight, camp out and leave in the morning, or we just start heading back tonight, don't know yet. But I'm gonna boil some water, get coffee going, and make some more pancakes. Water's boiling. Coffee water. French press style coffee. Put your water and your coffee in here, your boiling hot water. Let it sit for a while. You put the French press in. After it sits for 10 or 15 minutes, you push that down, which pushes the filter down to the bottom. You pour your coffee. Very cool, if you ask me. Also, I mentioned yesterday, I'm not sponsored by these guys. I just absolutely love this product. Body Armor Flash IV. If you don't like drinking straight up water, or if you need caffeine, 95 milligrams of caffeine, 2,220 milligrams of electrolytes, zinc plus vitamins B and C per packet. And the directions say to add one of these to 20 to 32 ounces of water, depending on how flavorful you want it. Anyways, I'm gonna get pancakes going, eat a couple big pancakes like I did for dinner last night, and we're gonna go do some fishing. I need this, and I need lots of water. So, and I'm feeling better today. I've been up walking around a little bit. I'm very stiff, very sore. I think I'm bruised on this side when I fell into the canoe, and I think that got on video yesterday. But yeah, I'm gonna go try to catch some brookies today, and if not, we're gonna get some really cool footage along the river, and might actually do a side-by-side ride with Jeff later today. He's offered it to take me over to some of these cliffs and big waterfalls that I would be portaging up if I were to continue on. But so far, everybody that they have told, I'm sure by now, but from what these guys are saying, the whole town of Lance knows about my
They used many words to describe my idiocy for trying to canoe up the Big Huron River. Again, that would be the challenge, and I did it. I made it all the way to Big Eric's Bridge. So, challenge accepted. I'll take those challenges. If any of you guys have a river in Michigan that would be a 5 to 7 day trip, other than the Manistee River, which I have that planned, other than the Sable River, my brother's dad and I did that a long time ago, back in like '98. We canoed from Grayling down to Mayo. That was a 3-day trip. But I'm sure from Mayo through the 6 or 7 dams that are the hydro dams that are on that river, all the way down to Lake Huron, I still think that would be a lot of fun. So there's a lot of campsites along the way, and portage around a dam is a lot better than portaging for a quarter mile through the woods, which is what I would be doing 10 to 15 times minimum. And these guys are saying one of my portages would be well over a mile long, which they're like, you can't trust satellite imaging, you can't trust maps, you can't trust anything except for a man's word. And there's really no river notes. I found a blog where a guy parked here at Big Eric's Bridge and went to Big Falls. He hiked up a side road, I think it's called Eric Road, and then because they couldn't drive any further because of the snow, I think, and they walked through the snow and they saw some of the canyons and really steep ravines that the river cuts down through. And I knew that from that vlog, or I should say blog, and I knew that, and I was already accepting the fact that I'm gonna have to portage around that. But what I didn't know is Jeff and Bob both said that that's well over a 1 mile portage to go from the downstream side all the way to the upstream side. And then they said your challenge right now is also lack of water, and also all the log jams and overgrown tag alders that grow over the river all the way up to the AAA road. Then I've got 2 miles north of the AAA road just to get into McCormick Wilderness. Crazy big adventure, but not possible unless I'm just backpacking along the river. Then it's very possible. Not to mention the amount of gear and weight that I have. I would be triple carrying, which means I'd have to do it not 3 times, but 6 times, there and then back. So a mile one way, then a mile back for the first trip. Mile there, mile back, second trip. Third trip, mile there, mile back, with the canoe on my shoulders. 75-pound canoe. So, yeah, did I bite off more than I can chew on this trip? Yeah, my wife's already told me so many times. Nonetheless, quite the adventure, and I'm going to continue giving you the adventure as I move forward. You just take the little victories, you take it in strides. Chalking it up as a loss, no less, because I'm not going to be able to finish this, but I'm not going to ask my wife or a friend to drive up here again to pick me up if she were to drop me off down the road. But, alright, I see Jeff walking towards me, so. Well, I don't think he wanted to be on camera. I didn't ask him, but Jeff came over, said that he was driving back into Lance, which is about a 25-minute drive, but he's got a side-by-side here. He's like, hey, I'm going to leave the keys in the ignition if you want to go tooling around, keep it under 40. Now you go check out that bridge and drive around if you want to. I turned him down. Not that I don't trust myself driving that. I've driven them before. I just met the guy yesterday. You know how that works. But that's how nice he was. He came over and offered it. So I greatly appreciate that. Jeff, you watch us down the road. You're a friend. I appreciate it. Okay, French press is ready. Push the grounds down. Make sure you turn that to where the spout's open. It's a bit thicker than what I had yesterday. Not enough for a whole nother cup in there. I gotta go find my creamer.
Oh yeah, perfect. Pancakes next. Oh yeah. First bite. My legs are so jello. I just stretched them out and I was like, oh. All right, I'm gonna smash this other pancake, drink my coffee, and get ready to go do some fishing. I don't think I'll put the waders on today. I think I'm just gonna walk the banks. It's too warm, I think, for waders, especially for hiking. So I'm gonna hike fish, and definitely take the fishing rod, the net, and my fishing bag. So we will see you on the trail next.
See if we can get it done again. Oh! That's a 12-inch brookie right there. Panther martin, wild brook trout, and I'm taking a chance. I don't have a leader tied onto here. This is straight to braid, which is 10-pound braid. My rod is a Shakespeare Micro Series, and the reel is one of my favorites. It's a Sienna made by Shimano. It's got the rear drag. You don't find much of the rear drag anymore, but I absolutely love it. When you're fighting a fish, you don't have to worry about up here, especially if it's strip and line. You just do it back here. That's the way I like it. Just so y'all know, I got my big Gerber knife and I've got bear spray. this is the lower section of Big Eric's Falls. Let's catch some fish. How about some more fish? Can you imagine? I drug up that. Most of the way it was a struggle. You see that dark hole over there on the far side? Looks very fishy. I'm gonna see if I can at least get out close to it. You know, the advantages of low water is you've got rock shelf all the way out there. So let me see if I can get out to it.
Woohoo! This guy's a little small, so I'm gonna let him go. Put you back in the actual river. He hit hard too. Well, let's go see if we can find his papa, or grandpa for that matter. If you guys want this panther martin, it's called a wild brook trout. I'll have a link down in the description of this video to my Walmart storefront. I get a small commission on these lures, but they're cheap, $4 or $5 each. Wild brook trout by Panther Martin, my absolute favorite go-to spinner. All right, let's see if we can find some more in this hole. I thought it was a fish. Snag. All right, well, nothing here. I'm gonna probably hit a few holes on the way back, and if I don't get anything, I'll record it. But if I don't get anything on the way back up, then it's not gonna make it. But I'm gonna record everything. I'm gonna hit the holes on the way back up. So maybe you'll see me again, maybe you won't. All right, that's gonna have to be good enough. Just gonna pan fry this brook trout. Season it with a little lemon pepper. Scored it, both sides. It's the pan fried and oil. little nibble bite's hot. So good, bro.
He's done. Fin. All right.
Needs a little bit more lemony. So good. Oh, apparently I didn't get the bones out of that bite. Some people eat the tail. I won't. Or that bottom fin. Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, a little bit, I guess. Not much to it.
Jeff, I got a 12-inch brookie.
Did you really?
I did. Sorry. Let me hit stop record.
Cool. Oh.
No, you're fine. I just filming myself eat.
All right, well, good morning. Day number 4. My wifey, my rescuer, has arrived. She got in about dark last night. It was chilly, it was windy last night, so I didn't do any recording when she pulled in, but she got in sight. Jeff, the neighbor, over there, he's been such a great guy. He let us borrow a couple he let us have a couple armloads of wood, borrowed his axe to split some wood. We got a fire going, got Chrissy warm. Got my wifey warm. She brought some brats, some jalapeno cheddar brats. She brought some cheesy hot dogs and some chili. So we had jalapeno cheddar brats with chili and cheesy hot dogs with chili for dinner. Right now we're just gonna pack the van up. Don't have that much left right now. I got coffee, water heating up for coffee. So we're gonna pack everything here. Everything is here except for the canoe. So we're gonna go down, we're gonna load the canoe up. I still have 3 more days, so I don't know if what that's going to entail. So I'll keep you updated. Alright guys, I'm in Mackinac City. the wind picked up halfway across the UP and it was just acting like a kite sail on top of my van. Took us a bit longer to get here. I think this is going to be it. I'm not going to put that canoe back in the river this weekend. My legs and my arms, they're just jello from this trip. But I appreciate you guys following along. And I'll call this part 1 of a part 2 canoeing expedition as I start to plan for part 2. Jeff and the campground gave me the booster to be able to call my wife from Big Eric's State Forest campground. But again, thank you guys for following me this long. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like down below. Comment if you've ever been stuck with a canoe on a river before in a situation like what I've done. All right, take care. Again, this is Matt with M32. We're trees, wildlife, outdoorsmen, and in this case, the Big Huron River outside of the Huron Mountains in the Upper Peninsula meet. See you all on the next one.